What's up, nation? Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Here's the situation. We are in one of those middle places with this team. We are. And especially with, let me just start off by talking about the coaching staff in general. Now, heading into the season, I will say, and I know a few will say, and I know a lot of people will not say, but I will say that I was wrong. I was flat out wrong with Mike McCarthy. Although this year you can count it as a mulligan, you can count it as, hey, no off-season training, no OTAs. We can go back and forth with that conversation, right? But when I look at this thing, collectively speaking, I was wrong. I thought that he would bring in more football IQ stuff to the table. And when we see games being lost due to decisions from the coach, now, I know a lot of people are going to look at it and say, well, you wanted the coach to use analytics. You wanted the coach to use this, and you wanted the coach to use that, make in-game adjustments, being able to flip out things and add things together. My thing is, we don't see the advanced analytics, right? Although he said he can use them and he will use them. But when we look at this thing, Cowboy Nation, we say to ourselves, it's the same thing. And I know that a lot of people are going to look at it and say, well, it's still Jason Garrett people, but we want to see football stuff out there. It's okay to gamble, but knowing when to gamble is everything. And I don't want to hear the people say, well, it was somebody that was open on that play on 4th and 10 on your side of the 20, but there's more things that could go wrong. Look, it's okay to be conservative. It's okay to be wild. But you got to know how to utilize those things. You can't be ultra conservative and you can't be ultra, I'm going to do the wow factor type of thing. Non-conservative. And we had a coach that was ultra conservative. We had a coach previously for the last 9 years. You can add 10 if you want, or 11. We had a coach that was learning on the job, right? And then we had a coach that, when you talk about Jason Garrett, it was a situation where we had to say to ourselves, okay, Jason, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? And he would do it, but it would be a whole nother game. It would not be an in-game thing, if that makes any sense. It would not be an in-game adjustment. It would wait a whole next game. And then we'll say, why wasn't the Cowboys playing like this last week? And one thing I did say when I was with my dogs on the late night hype, I wanted to see if this team and this coaching staff can give us something or an element of bettering their best week to week. Now, I do know that a lot of people are going to look at this thing and say, well, Law, his right tackle went out, his left tackle went out, and they went to scrambling around, and they threw everything out of the window because of the fact of the injuries. We can go back and forth and talk about that. We can talk about that. But here's the situation, and I see people make that excuse. Now, I'm not just leveling it just for this game, but when we look at the Washington team, and yes, they're only one game ahead of us, but wasn't there a system, a new head coach into their system, a new defensive coordinator for their system? Didn't their quarterback went down, the one that they thought that there was going to be the end-all be-all to them, or they put him on the bench? Now, do they have the plethora of wide receivers that we have, right? Do they have injuries along their offensive line, injuries amongst their team? Did they show levels of crazy decision-making last game? So we can go back and forth with going over all of these things. It's crazy. So I'm saying all of this to say maybe we'll just give Mike McCarthy the mulligan for this year. We will look at this year and say, well, this is a year that we're going to look at and say, well, we'll give you this pass. We'll give you this pass. And next year, we'll see. Now, if those same crazy mistakes happen again, it just that then we will have to move on. But we know that Jerry, Wayne Jones, and Stephen Jones are heavy with optimism. They are high with optimism. They got optimism way to the high heavens. So there's nothing we can do. Flat out nothing. We just have to sit back and just root for the team, and hopefully they would eventually change things inch by inch. Now, of course, I wanted Urban Meyers. Of course, I would say out of that lineup that I had when I was during the offseason, Urban Meyers, maybe, just maybe a Lincoln Riley or somebody of that ilk, the guy that's over there in Panthers land, that coach. I will say it's over with. It's done. It's only wishful thinking. It's only, okay, hopefully down the line that they can make some things change, make some things different. But we got the draft coming around, and I know we're midway through the season. I know we're not mathematically out of this situation, but we got to look at it like this, Cowboy Nation. What do we really need? Who do we really have to go after? Where we have to go from here? How can we get this thing controlled? How can we stop this team from showing the same thing over and over again of not performing when we need them the most? I'm seeing the fan base already turning on CeeDee Lamb. Some of you guys, not everybody. Some of you guys saying that, hey, he keep dropping the ball. He's soft. I haven't seen it all. I done heard it all too. Oh, he's soft. And I know that our fan bases are one of the most fickle fan bases out there. But I've seen it. They already turned the corner on CeeDee Lamb. They didn't already turn the corner on Amari Cooper. It just goes on and on and on and on, right? So now we're in this situation where we're going to head to. Now, going into this draft, I do know a lot of people are going to look at it and say, well, we want the offensive line to help us out. We want the draft offense. And all I can tell you guys, you got to start looking at the defensive side of the ball. We got to start investing on the defensive side of the ball as it relates to those high-end picks, and stop thinking that we're going to just show up the defense with 4th and 5th round draft picks. Or we're going to show up the defense by getting older guys. We have to start making that necessary investment. Yes, Taco was horrible for us, and he's not on this team no more. Yes, LVE, he's still in that middle place. Had one good year, and now all of a sudden he's been fighting to get back to that one good year. But at this point, and we don't know what the hell we're going to get out of a Tristan Hill, we can start talking about, he started turning the corner, but one can argue that there was better. I'm not going to. We'll see what Tristan Hill is going to do. And Nivell Gallimore, he make 1 or 2 splashes, and now we're going to put him in the Hall of Fame. We will see what those guys going to do, right? We're going to see. And we got to figure this thing out. We flat out do. Cowboy Nation, we do. It's just crazy. All right, so for those who've been following my channel for a minute here, I get a lot of people ask me, what do you put on your beard? How you get your beard to grow and these sorts of things. First and foremost, I drink a lot of coffee. I do. I got a cup of Joe right here. We drink a lot of coffee over here in Cowboys land. And also purified water. I need the alkaline water. You guys see 8.8. I drink a lot of that. That's all what you put into your body. It's all what you put into your body. Speaking of putting into your body, I got these flaxseed oil pills. That's what I use. Flaxseed oil pill, non-gluten, no yeast, no milk or milk derivatives. I use this, and no soy. I just take these pills. It's good for your health, good for your heart, skin, and wellness all together. So I use the flaxseed oil pill, and one can argue that is beneficial to a whole bunch of other things, as well as coconut oil. I said, why are you doing the double doses of it? Man, I do coconut oil pills as well. They work out. It's good for your skin, good for a whole bunch of other things too, your health, your heart. So I take coconut oil pills. And when the beard is the baby beard, when you got that young beard, and not like it's this size, I use this right here, corn husk lotion. Now this stuff is good. You can get it from Walmart, you can get it from Amazon and beyond, but this stuff works. It really do when your beard is baby, not when it's so thick. Now the magic of it all, believe it or not, I grew up on this. Even if you want to get those bones in your head, the waves and everything, do not apply this to a dirty hair or hard hair. Like, you got to at least have your hair moisture and dampen before you apply this stuff for those who already been knowing me and following me, you guys probably already know this. I use this Magic right here, Blue Magic, old school. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation film session. I even put this on my beard. Not a whole bunch of it, a dime size. Right when you get out of the shower, make sure the beard is clean. And I put this on my beard. That's what I use, Blue Magic. It really is magic. And make sure that your hair is dampened. I suggest for it to be clean and use a warm towel to pull out all of the dirt, what have you, and make sure that the follicles are open so it can be accessible to that particular grease there. Now, I do know when you want to style and pizzazz it, what have you, you can use these things like the beard balm or what have you when you want to style it. But I really don't use it that much. And of course, conditionings like this, I really don't use that as well. I don't use it that much because the Blue Magic embodies all of those things. It got all of that good stuff. And I do know I hear people saying, how often do you wash your beard? Well, I wash my face every day. So you got to wash your beard every day. Not saying that you have to wash it with shampoos and these sorts of things, but make sure you rinse it out with some good water. That's all I'm going to say, and apply some of your grease every other day, but not just don't cake it all in. It just becomes a crazy mess. But you want to live right, live healthy, right? And like I say, drink your coffee. We don't know where this team is going to go, Cowboy Nation, but I just wanted to shout out to all of the beard gang people that follow me and been asking me, Law, when you going to do a beard review? So how about I just mix it all in together? Hey, it is what it is. All right, Cowboy Nation. We play against the Ravens. They've been moved back to the Monday night or what have you, Monday or Tuesday night, one of the two nights. And we'll see what we can showcase and pull up. We need this extra time off. We do. We flat out need it because the guys got to get back healthy. Maybe we can see somebody step up. Maybe they're going to keep AD, our version of AD, Andy Dalton out there. They're not going to put Gary Gilbert out there. But maybe we will see what this team can showcase and show up. And maybe we can figure out what the hell we're going to do with Ezekiel Elliott fumble problems and what the hell we're going to do with this offensive line, whether or not it's going to be the Knight brother out there or Cam Irving coming back. I don't know. I haven't been reading into the Cowboys like that as far as those injury reports. Y'all let me know. And of course, Zach Martin, I don't think that he's going to be back. That they're going to probably bubble wrap him and save him for next year. I don't know. Y'all let me know if Zach Martin is going to play and we get another doses of Terrence Steele. That brother right there, boy, he got 9 lives, right? We'll see. And draft time come around, y'all, I'm going to do my top 10 defensive backs, my top 10 safeties, and I'm going to do my top 10 defensive tackles. That's how I'm going to break this thing down. I'm going to go line by line. I'm going to show you guys what I think of them. Let me know who you guys have on your radar and what you want to see in the Dallas Cowboys uniform. Speaking of that, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Beer gang. Drink your water, baby. Drink your water. 8.8. Alkaline. Well, just drink your water and keep it straight. Keep it straight, Cowboy Nation. We out. Peace.